Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. All right, Bears fans, buckle up because the NFL rumor mill is swirling with some serious potential moves that could shake up the NFC North, and the entire league for that matter. The buzz right now involves one of the league's most formidable guards, Quentin Nelson, who's currently making waves with the Indianapolis Colts. And the speculation. The possibility that Nelson could find his way to the Windy City, and if that happens, it could be a game changer for the Bears' offensive line and their Super Bowl aspirations. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Nelson, that's a top-tier interior lineman, a pancake king who's been an anchor for the Colts since he entered the league. His reputation as one of the league's best guards isn't just hype. It's backed by elite grades, consistent performance, and a resume that screams stability and dominance up front. Last season, he maintained a PFF grade close to his career average of 93.6, and in 2025, he was still a powerhouse with a 92.8 rating, proving he's still at the top of his game. And let's not forget the impact he had on the Colts' rushing attack, averaging 4.6 yards per carry, with 88% of his blocks winning, and a positive EPA per block of plus 0.12. That's the kind of interior force that can turn a running game into a nightmare for defenses. This potential trade, if it comes to fruition, would be a massive boon for the Bears' offensive line, which has been somewhat inconsistent since the injury to Justin Fields' backup, Tyson Bagent. While the Bears have shown flashes of promise, they've struggled at times to find the right chemistry up front, especially against aggressive defenses. Bringing in Nelson would immediately solidify that interior, transforming the line into an almost impenetrable fortress. Think about it. Nelson's ability to pancake defenders and create running lanes would give Khalil Herbert and Donta Foreman more room to operate, boosting their yards per carry and making the Bears' rushing attack more explosive. Plus, his leadership and experience would be invaluable for a young offensive line trying to find its identity. But why would the Colts even consider trading Nelson? Well, there are a few reasons. First, the Colts are in a bit of a transition period. They're sitting at 6-7 and might be looking to rebuild or at least retool their roster. Reports suggest they could be open to a trade that returns a first-round pick in 2026 and offensive guard Tevin Jenkins, who's seen his stock rise after a solid season. The Colts are also eyeing cap space, about $20 million, to free up for a potential rebuild or to extend their key players like Pittman Jr. They might see trading Nelson as a way to gather future assets and cap flexibility while still maintaining a competitive roster. From the Bears' side, this makes a lot of sense. They're sitting at 8-5, and while the offensive line has been a mixed bag, adding a player of Nelson's caliber could be the boost they need to push over the top. The Bears have shown they can put up points, especially with Justin Fields at the helm, but to really contend and make a deep playoff run, they need consistency up front. Nelson isn't just a placeholder, he's a difference maker. His skill in pass protection and run blocking could be the missing piece that elevates the entire offense, especially when facing tough division rivals like the Lions and Packers. Now, some of you might be wondering about the financial side of things. Nelson's contract is sizable, but his impact on the field justifies it. The Bears, with their cap room and strategic planning, could make this work. Plus, his presence would likely improve the overall efficiency of the offense, reducing sacks and pressures, which have been issues at times this season. Last season, Nelson was only credited with 2 sacks given up, and he won 88% of his blocks. That's elite stuff. His ability to create yards after contact with a YAC rush average of 3.0 adds an extra dimension to Chicago's ground game. And considering his injury history and shoulder injury in 2025 that caused him to miss some games, he's come back strong and ready to dominate again. Let's talk about the potential impact this move could have on the Bears' season. Bringing Nelson aboard would be akin to flipping a switch. They'd see immediate results. His presence would cut down on sacks, possibly reducing them by around 30%, which is a significant improvement, and increase their yards per rushing attempt from around 2.5 to closer to 4.0, making their offense more balanced and dangerous. And don't overlook the psychological boost for the team. Having a guy like Nelson, who's been a cornerstone of the Colts' line, would inspire confidence across the board. It would also send a message to the rest of the league that the Bears are serious about contending and building a roster that can hold its own against any defense. Furthermore, adding Nelson could have ripple effects beyond just the offensive line. His presence would likely boost the entire rushing attack, including players like Rome Odunze, who's been making some noise with over 900 yards this season. The improved blocking would open up more opportunities downfield, increasing the chances for Justin Fields to connect on deep passes and extend drives. Defensive coordinators would have to account for the upgraded line, which could create more favorable matchups for Chicago's pass rushers and secondary. Now, what about the broader picture? The NFL is a league where small improvements can make a huge difference at the end of the season. If the Bears manage to pull off a trade for Nelson, it would position them as one of the most formidable teams in the NFC, especially with the playoffs approaching. And considering the recent betting odds, PointsBet has already shifted their Super Bowl odds from +4, 500 to +2, 300. It's clear that the sportsbooks see the Bears as a team on the rise, especially if they bolster their offensive line with a player like Nelson. The OL has been a key factor in their recent success, and making this move could be the final piece of the puzzle to push them into serious Super Bowl contention. And let's not forget the historical context. The Colts, with their focus on a strong rushing attack, have historically relied on a dominant interior line to set the tone. If Nelson joins the Bears, it would echo that blueprint, establishing a run-first mentality that can wear down defenses and control the clock. It's reminiscent of the Colts' 2021 season, where their rushing attack was one of the league's best, and it's exactly what the Bears could replicate to elevate their entire team. Of course, all of this remains speculation for now, but the signs point to a very real possibility. Both teams have reasons to make a deal happen, Colts looking to rebuild and accumulate draft capital, and Bears eager to fortify their trenches for a playoff push and beyond. If this trade materializes, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the offseason, reshaping the division and setting the stage for a potential Super Bowl run in Chicago. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe the Bears should go all in and try to land Quentin Nelson? Would he be the missing piece that finally puts Chicago over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.